My name is Jack Lauricella. I am honored and humbled to be speaking to all of you today about my dad, a person I admire, respect, and most significantly, love. The journey I've been on to get to this point has been unique in some respects, but similar in the ways that we all go through challenges, successes, and failures. It has been an interesting 4 years since I arrived at Carrollton and Banks in August of 2020 as an incoming freshman during the COVID pandemic. My mom, dad, 3 sisters, 2 dogs, and I had just moved from Wilton, Connecticut 3 weeks before school started. For those of you that don't know, Wilton is a small town in the southwest corner of Connecticut, about an hour north of New York City. My dad is in the reinsurance industry, and the Northeast is home to many of those businesses. I was born and raised in Connecticut, made friends there, played sports there, and enjoyed the snowy winters there. Basically, that was my life. The Northeast culture was all I ever known. I'm the youngest in my family, and my parents thought the time was right to move, as my sister Lindsay was starting a master's program at Tulane prior to her acceptance into medical school. My second sister, Jillian, had just graduated from the University of Georgia and was beginning her career in the reinsurance industry in New York City. And my third sister, Peyton, had just graduated from Sacred Heart in Greenwich and was starting college at the University of Texas in Austin. My acceptance into Jesuit as a freshman was the start of my new journey. My parents were eager to move home as they were both from New Orleans and actually met each other here at Jesuit when my dad was playing football and my mom was a cheerleader. They had been gone from New Orleans for almost 30 years, but prayed to return under the right circumstances. They appreciate the high standards and recognize what is expected of a Jesuit student. After searching for a high school in the Northeast, my parents realized there's only one place to become a man of faith and a man for others, and that's Jesuit High School. So with all of the new adventures lying ahead of us, we packed all of our belongings and moved out of the house we had lived in for 17 years. We were living in a hotel for the first few months as we were building our home that we're still not in 4 years later, but that's a whole different story. To say the differences between New Orleans and the Northeast are major is a huge understatement. My dad prepared me as best as he could, remembering back from his time here just shy of 40 years ago. However, moving during a pandemic was arduous and everything here is different. The weather, the culture, the traditions, the people. But the people are what makes this place so great, especially here at Jesuit. It was daunting at first. Most of the students here have known each other since preschool. I had to make friends, so I put myself out there, mask and all. Remember those? I even received a PH due to my mask falling off of my nose 3 times in my freshman Christology class. We had to eat 6 feet apart and get our temperature taken every morning, and we didn't all go to school together. It was half of our class one day and the other half the next. Imagine how easy it was to meet new people. It's the little cultural differences that were tricky for me at first, like my friend asking me to borrow my tennis shoes, and I said I didn't have tennis shoes, I only have sneakers. He let me know in no uncertain terms that we call sneakers tennis shoes down here and to hand them over. And there was the time I asked what lagniappe was. I quickly learned the correct pronunciation, a meaning of lagniappe. I'll never make that mistake again. My dad and I worked out a plan, and I got involved in wrestling, track, and football. Most importantly, my dad told me to adapt to the rigorous curriculum Jesuit offers. He said my studies were the most important thing, and to do the work, learn strong study habits, and always be prepared for class. I don't have to tell my fellow students that, though, but the rewards and benefits of a Jesuit education are lasting and ones of which we are all most grateful. However, throughout all my ups and downs, my dad has always been there for me. He has been my role model since I was just a little kid. In the way he expresses his kind, compassionate, humble, hardworking, and sometimes comical personality. He has continuously set a high bar of excellence for me and my family, and demonstrates his moral and ethical standards daily to accomplish his goals. His reputation in the reinsurance industry is unmatched and one of honesty, decency, and fairness, while being one of the kindest, funniest, and caring individuals. He shows his compassion in everything he does and has proven that hard work breeds success. I'm sure I can speak for all of you in stating how vital our fathers are to us. Their love, support, and example are what makes events like the annual Father-Son Mass and Dinner at Jesuit so special. Let's all take this as an opportunity to renew and maybe reset our relationships with our dads, to thank them, commit to spending more time with them, and let them know how much we appreciate and love them. I am honored to be the son of Mark Lauricella. I love you, Dad.